So how surprised were you he's still there at 13?
You start to get a little bit of rumblings, in the week, and we had him in for a workout last week, so I think, there was not a chance he was going to be there, but obviously, really happy and, excited to have him.
Yeah, there were a bunch of shooters right there. Was that a tough decision at that point?
I think we had Grady in kind of his own group. But yeah, there was I'm sure we'll see how it all plays out over the next couple of years. I think probably the size, shooting IQ probably stood out a bit. So.
Did you say IQ? I mean, what stands out about him in addition to the fact that he clearly can find a way to get a high volume of threes up and make them?
Yeah, I think that was it. He's not just a shooter. I think, he knows how to play off the ball. He knows how to make, backdoor cuts. He can pass well. He rebounds well. So I think he's, more of a well-rounded player, even though he's probably going to get pegged, early as just a shooter.
How important was it for you guys to address shooting either in the draft or sometime this offseason?
Yeah, but I think it's the combination that makes it unique, too. I think, you don't want to just address the shooting. I think that's why, as a shooter that can handle the ball, can play defense, can rebound, I think that was more of the appeal, that he could do all the other things, too.
But was that something I think decided sort of talked about this offseason or watching the team last year that was something you wanted to address?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we didn't make enough shots this year, so that's part of it, yeah.
How do you envision him fitting into the roster?
Kind of what I started. He's a good basketball player, and so I think we always want to put a premium on those type of players that can do a little bit of everything. I think, obviously he's a rookie, but you hope he can come in off the bench and make some shots and, kind of not make too many mistakes, and the coaches trust him and keep expectations in line. But, we do have expectations that he can probably come in.
You mentioned the IQ. Was that something that popped during his workout, or was there anything?
No, I think it's probably more watching him play. He's a bit of a known commodity. He was high school national player of the year. He's kind of been around. So I think just the more you watch him, you kind of just watch him off the ball. He played on a really good Kansas team with, some upperclassmen who, were kind of the leaders of that team, and sort of watch him play off of that, I think gives us a sense that he can come in here and kind of play off the current group.
So did the workout just sort of cap or sort of reassure you that everything you heard was right, or did something actually stand out on that day?
No, I think often with the workouts is you get to sit down and meet with him, and we went to dinner with him, and you get a lot more of that interaction. Hopefully there's nothing that's happening on the court that's a surprise, and so I think that's more of it too. Is just the staff gets to meet him. You get a bit of, I'm sure everybody started to see he's a pretty big character, and that comes through when you meet him.
Yeah, that was my next question. He does seem to be very outgoing, effusive. Masai talked about maybe staleness around this franchise. Was that a big part of it, getting a good kid as well, sort of?
I think good kid. I'm not sure we're here for the entertainment is not part of it, but I think it was. It was clear. No, yeah, it was clear when we met him that we went through a lot of that, and he said it's kind of his way to show his identity. And I'm sure he'll talk to you all about it. It's a space he's comfortable in, but I think he's able to connect with people and show if he is a little bit quirky, and probably all of us, that's how he kind of connects with people.
Is that important in this day and age, you think, with this team?
Yeah, I think you always want chemistry and camaraderie, and you want, I think we've been talking about it all offseason, kind of energy and excitement. But I think, the basketball has to be there first.
You mentioned rebounding and defense, but he's considered definitely an offensive prospect. And I guess going back to the past few first-round picks, you guys have kind of used a lot of big, raw wings, maybe guys who are considered more defense-first guys. So I'm wondering, has there been a change in philosophy, or do you feel like the team is kind of at a point where maybe offense is a bigger need, or is it just highest upside?
No, I mean, you're touching on kind of all the points we've talked. This is probably a bigger roster building question, and so I think we've, talked about finding those big versatile wings. Those are the hardest to find, and maybe this is a complementary thing to fit around them. I don't know if there's a perfect order to it, and I think we haven't really been in this area of the draft for a while, and so I think we felt like there's just a lot of high skilled players in this draft, and so it kind of hit the sweet spot where we were picking. I probably can't speak to his system too much, but I think, sharing the ball movement, find open man, hit the open shot. So I think that, hopefully Grady fits with most styles.
How do you see Grady as a defender?
I think he's smart positional defender. I think obviously, that's where kind of his IQ comes in, and he knows where he is. He's probably even tell you he's limited, to some extent one-on-one and the high-level athletes. But I think he played in the Big 12. He's played against the top kids his entire kind of high school and college career. So I think he knows how to play against guys that may be bigger or faster.
How did the conversations with other teams go tonight and leading into tonight? Was it any different than usual?
No, I'll just give you the same. I always tell you probably the same every year, move up, move down. There's probably more move up this year. I think consensus, it was a pretty good draft, pretty deep draft. So I think there's always that. I don't know if anybody moved up tonight, so it's probably pretty hard, maybe the 12 to 10. But, to get into that really top group when we were there in 2001 with 4, everyone's coming for you and you get really good offers. But you also simultaneously fall in love with whoever you're taking, so it's hard.
Is there anything anywhere close at all?
I don't know.
Did it feel like 3 was an option at any point?
You go ask them.
Bobby, there's a report today where I think Pascal, or people who were inquiring of Pascal or his people about if he were moved, would he extend? And he's seems very clear that no, he's going to stay in Toronto and extend here, or would want to extend here. I mean, did that come as a surprise to you? Does that affect how how you approach his potential extension or any other moves this offseason?
It popped up right before the draft, and we kind of just had a quick chat about it. But no, I mean, I think generally we're not going to talk about any of that stuff publicly. So.
Back to Grady, you mentioned tonight a quote about how he wants to be a selfless player. Obviously, there was a couple quotes that floated from the organization earlier this year about selfishness, maybe. Do you guys talk to him at all about in the pre-draft process about just fitting into the role and just kind of becoming a role player in the NBA?
Yeah, I think you want to talk to him. He's not going to know specifically our situation, but I think inherent in all the stuff we've talked about tonight is knows how to play. Can play off the ball, quick catch and shoot, quick decision maker. So I think that all goes into probably what we've been talking about, which is a more share the ball team, less individual ISO one-on-one stuff. So I think it goes into it for sure.
Do you see shooting as still an area that needs to be addressed further this summer?
Yeah, I don't think you can ever add too much shooting. I think you can just stack it on top of each other. I think the other part is just, can they play the other end? Can they do other things too?
Bobby, no big trades or anything like that tonight. Do we interpret that you're running it back with the same core?
No, I think we have some big free agents, and I think that'll be within next week. We'll be able to decide. We're able to talk to them, kind of see where they are, and we'll enjoy another week news cycle of all the rumors and gossip. So.
You think you're done for tonight, or still possible?
I think we might try to get back into the second round if one of our guys falls, but I don't see anything major.
Have you ever tried to rock a suit jacket like that?
I don't want to steal. He showed it to us at dinner. When we were out, and he kind of gave us 2 options, and I don't remember which one we chose, but I think we had a sneak peek that he was going to do something pretty outlandish. You should ask him what the other suit was.